welcome to the Procurement Signal, the show that tunes into the future of procurement. In every episode, we dive straight into how modern teams are transforming supplier relationships, elevating vendor management, tackling supplier risk, and driving real sustainability impact. If you're ready to rewire procurement from a back-office function to a strategic powerhouse, you're in the right place. This is your signal. Amplify what procurement can be.
In this episode, we're looking at the 3 elements that make procurement tick, using the 70-20-10 rule. No, it's not a budgeting model. No, it's not a training framework. And no, it's not the ratio of how much coffee, chaos, and courage you need to survive a sourcing cycle. This 70-20-10 rule is about where procurement's real impact comes from. Quite simply, working in procurement is 70% stakeholder alignment, 20% standardizing process, and 10% using tools and technology. If you've ever wondered what it would take to fix your procurement problems, this episode is for you. Let's get into it. You might be wondering, why is stakeholder alignment 70%? Here's the truth. Procurement doesn't run the business. The business runs the business. And if you're not aligned with the people who own the outcomes, you're not doing procurement, you're doing just paperwork. Stakeholder alignment is the 70% because it determines whether your strategy lands or dies on arrival. It shapes demand before it becomes spend. It builds trust, influence, and early engagement. It turns procurement from the team that says no into the team that helps us win. Tools don't do that. Processes don't do that. But people do. Okay, so stakeholder alignment being 70% makes sense, but why is process only 20%? Process matters, but only after people are aligned. A perfect process with misaligned stakeholders is like a beautifully paved road that leads nowhere. Process gives you repeatability, transparency, governance, predictability. But it's still only 20% of the equation because process without buy-in is just bureaucracy. Finally, tools and technology being 10% is the part that surprises people. We love our tools. We love dashboards. We love automation. And we certainly love a good workflow. But tools only amplify what already exists. If your relationships are weak and your processes are unclear, technology will simply make the chaos faster and more visible. Consider this example. A procurement team rolls out a new RFX tool to streamline their sourcing projects in one place. The team pretty much had no standard templates or process to begin with. Stakeholders continued to provide their requirements in spreadsheets, leaving the sourcing manager to manually enter requirements into the tool. All this seemed pretty chaotic for the procurement team as they spent 70% effort on the tool, 20% effort with stakeholders, and only 10% on process standardization. This is why tools should be the last step, not the first. To make things simple, here are the 5 practical, high-impact actions you could take to make this rule work for you. Number 1. Start every initiative with a stakeholder map, not a sourcing plan. Identify who owns the outcome, who influences the decision, who feels the impact, who might resist. Then engage them early. Alignment is built before the project starts, not halfway through. Number 2. Co-design the problem before you propose the solution. Instead of showing up with a sourcing strategy, show up with curiosity. Ask questions like, what does success look like for you? What are you worried about? What's the real constraint here? When stakeholders help define the problem, they automatically support the solution. Number 3. Build lightweight, flexible processes that people actually use. Your process should reduce friction, speed up decisions, make compliance easy, be adaptable to different categories. If your process feels like a tax, people will avoid it. If it feels like an enabler, they'll adopt it. Number 4. Choose tools that fit your maturity, not your aspirations. Don't buy a Ferrari when your organization is still learning to drive. Look for tools that solve today's problems. Integrate easily. Don't require a PhD to operate. Scale as your capability grows. Tools should support your process, not dictate it. Number 5. Measure success in relationships, not just savings. Track things like early engagement rates, stakeholder satisfaction, adoption of processes, reduction in rogue spend. Savings matter, but influence, trust, and collaboration matter more. The 70-20-10 rule is simple, but it's transformative if executed well. If you get the 70% right, stakeholder alignment, everything else becomes easier. If you skip it, everything else becomes harder. Procurement isn't a tools or process game. It's a people game. And when you master that, you stop being the team that manages spend, and you become the team that shapes strategy. Thanks for tuning in to the Procurement Signal. If you enjoyed today's episode, share it with a colleague. They'll thank you later. And that's what the Procurement Signal is here to do. Amplify the real value of procurement and help teams everywhere step into their strategic power. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, share it with your team, and join us next time on another transformative procurement topic. Click on the link in the podcast notes or comment section to get your free PDF for this episode. Stay curious and keep tuning into the signal.